Hello, friend. Welcome to Live with Ease. My name is Julia, and today we are going to work with Bird of Paradise from the ground up, part one. I have two parts to this, just because I thought it's again quite a challenging posture, and it was a request from someone in the Live with Ease community, and I wanted to honor that request. And again, this isn't a posture that I practice regularly or at all, really. But it is important if it's something that you want to work towards. It's, again, something that I don't find necessary in my own practice and in my own life. But just because that's the case doesn't mean that there aren't some of you in the community who are curious about it and who would like to work towards it in a gentle, strong, loving way. So that we make sure we protect our joints, our bodies, ourselves, because it asks a lot. So with that being said, a few things that you will need for this practice is a stool or a chair, like so. If you're using a chair, grab some books to maybe elevate your foot a little higher off of from the chair, because you want a surface that's a little bit higher. But you will gauge, maybe at the beginning, your hips are like, no, I'll keep my foot on the chair, and then work towards stool height. So whatever works for you. A strap, if you have, or a belt, something nice and long that you can use, and which will work towards with the bind. And also, obviously, your yoga mat. And if you would like to use a folded towel or blanket, oh my God, a folded towel or blanket to place under your knees during the earlier stages of the practice as we warm up into standing in our Bird of Paradise. All right. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Also share the channel or this video with anyone who you think would benefit. And also, if you have any requests, send them my way. I love it. It's very inspiring to create a series or different ways than what are out there already to lead you into something that you are inspired by or interested in learning more about. All right. So grab your things, get into your cozy comfies, and we'll see you on the mat very, very shortly. Alrighty, so here we are with all our goodies. We have our stool, our strap, and our folded blanket or towel, whatever you want to use, to just offer your knees a little bit of extra cushioning, because we will be on our knees for a little bit of time, just to warm up the spine and a little bit in the shoulders, and open up the hips a bit. So what we're going to do is continue from where we left off in the last video. So let's come on to our hands and knees, maybe taking a few breaths just to settle here. Breathing in and out of the nostrils, or you can breathe in through the nostrils, out the mouth, which is my favorite thing to do. And each time you exhale, thinking of the back of the skull lengthening away from the tailbone, tailbone away from the skull. Relax the jaw, ground in the hands, the top of the feet, shins. Good. Maybe add a little bit of cat-cow or flexing and extending the spine. So flexing, doming the spine up towards the ceiling. Let the head, the skull drop heavy, and then moving into extension. Nice long, 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 long spine. Good. Nice. If you want to add a bit of waving or snaking through these two movements, what you could do is flex the spine, send the pelvis to the heels, and then bend the elbows, scoop through. Just getting the spine nice and warm. Nice. If you want to add a little bit of circling in the rib cage, so if you're circling one way, make sure at some point you circle the other way. Good. And then circling maybe in the pelvis. Yeah, if we can make these areas loose, we can actually stabilize and create more strength in ease or with ease rather than fight and tense. Yeah, so then let's step that left hand a little further forward into leopard. Let's dome the spine. And then on an exhalation, send the pelvis towards the heels, turning the head away from that left arm. Extending that tailbone back. Good. Inhale, coming back up. Dome. Exhale, extend. Can you start to feel that sensation under the arm and armpit? Good. Nice. Let's bring that left hand back beside the right, then step the right hand forward again. Dome the spine. Exhale, pelvis to heels. Turn the head away from the right arm. Dome, inhale, dome, exhale. Extend. Good. And then let's bring the right hand to meet the left. Beautiful. Now we're going to do a little bit of work in the hips and in the legs. So maybe extending that right leg back, rocking along the ball of the foot. Crossing that right leg over left. Yeah. Feel that when you roll that heel back, can you feel the lengthening in the right side of the body? Good. And when the leg is directly back and you're rolling, can you feel that lengthening of the thigh bone away from the pelvis? Good. And then taking that right leg out to the right. And then here you can play with rolling onto the heel and flexing the foot. Lovely. And then bringing the foot back onto the ground. Roll on the heel, sending the pelvis back towards the heel. Good. If it's accessible, you can always shift the pelvis all the way down towards the heel. Breathing into the hips. Oh, yeah. Good. Nice. And then let's bring that right leg in front, walking it forward. And let's move in and out of the lunge. So exhale, come into the lunge. Inhale out of the lunge. Find that hamstring if you want to, or hamstrings, flex the foot. Yeah. Exhale into your lunge. Inhale away. Good. Yeah, it's nice to inhale as you're Moving to the next position, exhale, let yourself settle into the lunge. Inhale out of the lunge, and then you can settle into the hamstring. Good. And then coming back into the lunge, see if you can do an internal rotation with that left leg. So you're turning towards the right and up, and then the left leg is internally rotating. Ooh, yeah, baby. Good. Coming in and out of that a few times. Lovely. Good. Nice. And then settling that right foot, settling into your lunge. You can hang out here for a few breaths, or you can walk your hands up to the thigh of the right leg, or send the arms above the head. So again, that tailbone is dropping down. My skull is lengthening upward. So I'm not lifting all up. I'm opposing energies to find length, length, length. Nice. Good. And release the hands to the ground if they're off the ground. And then what you're going to do is walk your foot just out to the right once again, but keeping the knee bent in a 90-degree angle. And then you're going to come upright. And what I'm going to do is just turn to face you so you can see the shape. So essentially, I'm doing that kind of square side lunge. It's called gate. And seeing if, as you exhale, drop the pelvis, swing the pelvis forward. Yeah, to get a little deeper into that left hip. Yeah. Good, 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 good. Nice. And then we're going to release that right hand on that right thigh. You can extend that left arm above the head. Keep finding that length, opposing energies. Good. And then maybe invite a little bit of circling. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful. And inwardly circle. Changing directions. Good. Nice. Good. And then I'm going to return to face this way. I'm going to bring my hands back down on the mat. And then I'm going to send that right leg back, shake it out. And let's do the same thing in the left hip. If you want, before we take the other side, you can circle in that pelvis again. Good. And then let's extend that left leg back, rolling along the ball of the foot. Again, seeing if you can, just going to bring this up a little bit. Seeing if you can think of or sense when the heel is rolling back, that I'm finding length in the front of that left hip. That left thigh bone is lengthening away from the hip socket. Yeah, good. And then crossing that left foot over right. Beautiful. And then let's take that left leg out to its own side. Again, you can roll towards the heel, shift the weight of the pelvis towards the right heel, come on to the left heel, flexing that left foot, and then coming back on to the foot. Just shifting, weight back and forth. Feeling that beautiful sensation in that inner left thigh. Good. And again, if settling the pelvis on the right heel is accessible, you can give that a shot. And just be mindful of the knees, or if it's too much in the hamstring, only go as far as you feel comfortable. Make sure you're breathing easily, that there's no holding of the breath. Holding of the breath is an indicator that you're tensing and gripping. So the objective here is to let everything relax and let it go. Yeah, not hold. Good. And then coming back up. Let's bring that left foot forwards, finding your lunge. And then again, exhale, come into the lunge. Ah, beautiful. Inhale, come out of the lunge. If you want to exhale a little in the hamstrings, pelvis towards heel. Good. Inhale through the center, exhale into the lunge. Coming in and out at your own pace. Nice and easy, nice and gentle. Good. Good. Nice. And then once you settle in your lunge, you can play with that internal rotation in your right hip. So you're going to roll towards the outside of the right leg and turn away from the ground upward. Good. And back forward. My mat is doing a little sliding. Good. Internally rotate. Ooh, yep. Nice. Good. Awesome. And then settle back to the center. And then you can either keep the hands on the ground, walk the hands up to the thigh, or take the hands off the thigh. Find that length. Ah, beautiful. Good. And then lower the hands, bringing the pelvis back. You're going to send that left leg out to its own side. Once again, I'm going to show you facing forward. So if I was here in the lunge, I'm going to walk that left leg out to the side. Find that 90-degree angle, coming upright. Take a few moments to let that pelvis drop into the right leg, swinging it forward. Ooh, and starting to feel a bit of that sensation in the right hip, right thigh. Excuse me. Nice. Nice, and then bringing that left hand, elbow on the left thigh, and then invite some circling of the arm. Good. Circling the arm outward, or whatever way you're invited to do what your body is asking you to do. And then reverse the circle. Mm-hmm. Good. Nice. And then let's come back upright. Bring the hands back to the ground. Send that left leg back. Give it a good shake. And then what we're going to play with here is just waking up a little bit of those shoulders a little more. So what we did in the last video, you're going to take that right hand, place it at the low back. And then as you exhale, you're going to open up towards the right, towards the ceiling, and let that right hand slide down. See where my fingers are, just down here on the left side of my pelvis. Keeping the length in the tailbone, skull away from each other. So it's not about yanking myself in the twist. As I come in and out, I want to find that opposing energy and then rotate. So I avoid any compression in the spine in the shoulder. Ah, yeah. Good. Nice. And then release that right arm. Give it a shake. And then you're going to feed that right arm through the space between the left arm and the left leg. So feed it through. Drop the chin. Rest the right side of the skull on the ground. Good. And then coming back up to the center, right hand to meet the left. And then let's bring the left arm at the low back. Same thing. Exhale, find that length. And rotation. Good. Moving in and out. Let that left hand slide to the right side of the pelvis or towards that right hip crease. Good. Lengthen, then rotate. Good. And then release that left arm, shake it out. Feed that left hand and arm through the space between the right arm and right leg. Sheblang. Drop the chin. Rest that left side of the skull. Find ease in your twist here. Good. And then coming back up, left hand to meet the right. Let's curl the toes under if you want to add a bit of that snaking through cat. And then we're going to find our downward dog. So walking your hands towards the knees, shift your weight into the feet, the heels, the legs. Find your downward dog. Good. And then walk the hands to feet or feet to hands, whatever you prefer. And let's roll ourselves up to standing. Nice. Good. If you want to roll the shoulders as you come to standing, and then maybe roll them forward. Maybe single shoulder rolls. And then maybe a little bit of a head roll. Yeah, let that jaw drop. Make sure you reverse the circling. Oh, crunchy, crunchy. Good. Okay, I'm going to remove my blankie. And I'm going to bring le stool to the party. So grab your stool or chair. Again, if you're using a chair, I recommend, just because the seat might be a little bit lower, if you want to add a couple blocks, but make sure that they're pretty solid and not wobbly. So I would say maybe books would be the better bet, and stack them or place them side by side. So it's not just one small book, because that could be unstable. So make sure you build your base at like a stool height, or if you want to go higher, it's up to you. You can do this on the counter or a table. It depends on how much you want to elevate the foot to create even more of a external rotation crease, because that's essentially when we come into birds of paradise, essentially you're way up here. So if that's how you want to practice, you could place your foot on the wall, your choice. I would say start, if this is very new, also again, this is something I don't practice regularly, but it's fun to do. However, it does require a lot. So if this is a little foreign to you, then baby steps, building blocks, okay? So bring your stool onto your mat or your chair onto your mat, right? So you want to be on the same surface, just so like the leg or the foot doesn't slide away from you or the stool doesn't slide away from you. You're both on the same surface. And hopefully it's sticky and not slippery. So again, place the stool on the mat and then take your left foot and place it on the stool out to its own side. So you're finding this external rotation. Take a few moments to really feel that right foot planting into the earth. Good. This is going to be key for your balance. Yeah. So what we can start with, a little bit of what we did on the hands and knees. If you want to rest the left elbow on the left thigh, if you want to take that right arm above the head, maybe create some circling. And then eventually stop that right arm above the head. Inhale through the nostrils, exhale, rotate outward, turn, to your right, opening that right palm up towards the ceiling. Good, and back. What you could do in the left hand or elbow arm, you could keep the elbow there, you can straighten the arm so that it's guiding the leg back a little bit, but make sure you're not pushing it too far because you want to make sure that the left hip is, we're creating the movement in the hip because that's where we want to find that external rotation and the movement, yeah? So again, exhale, open out. Ooh, nice. So as I open out, can I open that left leg out a little more? Good, breathe here. 3, 2, 1, find that length, good. The other thing you could do, you could release that arm, shake it out. I'm sure there's a lot of blood pouring through now, is I'm gonna bend the elbow and turn the shoulder inward and place the back of the left hand just behind the left side of the pelvis or the glute. It could be in the hip crease. And then bring the elbow, the left elbow, to the front of the left leg. And again, you keep the arm down if you'd like. And this time as you exhale, your energy, the energy of the breath is going down that right leg, down that left leg, opening it out. So if you want to pull or gently push that left leg back, again, you can take the arm above the head and rotate. Opening in the shoulder, opening in that left hip. Beautiful. And then come back to center. And then maybe one more. Exhale, ground in the right foot. Opening that left leg back. Opening that right hand. Good. One more. Inhale. Exhale again. We're not crunching into that left side. We want to find that length. Skull, tailbone away from each other so that I'm finding space in that hip joint. Find your paradise. Ooh, there we go. And release that right arm. Shake it out. Remove that left leg. If you want to shake out the left leg, even step it back. Find a bit of a warrior. Whoa. Got a bit dizzy there. Said that. So take your time. I did not take my time stepping my leg back. So if you're someone who, I actually had a mild concussion recently, so that's probably why I'm feeling a bit like tee. When you take that left foot off of the stool, maybe find both feet before you step that left leg back, just to avoid any drops to the ground. Yikes. I'm all good though. We're good. My head is great. Just, I guess, still feel a little woo sometimes. But that's fine. You got to keep pushing through that. Okay, so I'm going to move the stool on the other side, and I'm going to do all that on the right, and then we'll get with the strap. We'll use the strap to find a little more of the balancing position. But we're not doing the bind today. We're going to do it in another video, okay? Because if this is new, again, keep working this to find your stability, to open the hips, the shoulders, spinal rotation, yeah? So right leg, right foot on the stool. Plant through that left foot. Energy right down that left leg. Good, 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 good. And then I'm going to place my right elbow on the thigh. Find that length, opposing energy. Left arm above the head. If you like to create a bit of circling in that left shoulder. Yeah. Good. And then bringing that left arm above the head. If you want to, on that exhalation, open that left palm up towards the ceiling, rotating to the left. You can keep that right elbow bent. You can extend that right arm to guide that right leg back a bit. Release on the inhale, coming forward, and exhale, open up. Find that length. If you can't talk or breathe as you do this, then you're pushing too far. Scale it back. Yeah, we want the breath to keep flowing. Good. Let's do a 3-second hold here. 3, 2, find that length. 1, good. And release that left arm. And then we're going to find that internal rotation in that right shoulder. Place the back of the right hand to the right side of the pelvis or the glute. And then that right elbow it won't go, we're not going to go all the way inside just yet. We're just going to keep, if you can, just the tip of the elbow. So there's enough contact to guide that right leg back a little bit. You can even see if the right leg will move on its own without the gentle push. I should have mentioned this on the other side, make sure that doesn't happen, that the foot comes off its grounding on the stool or the chair. Keep that grounded, yeah? Here we go. Let's take that left arm above the head. Inhale here. Find your length. Ground that right foot. Open it out. Good. Inhale to the center. Yeah. Let's go one more. Lovely. Good. Nice. And let's release both arms. Shake it out. Shake out that right leg. Find both feet. And then step that right leg back. Good. Yeah. Good, good, good. So let's bring the stool back to the first side. So to the left. Okay. Now we're going to add a bit of balancing here. So you're going to bring that left foot back onto the stool. Pelvis is dropping straight down. I'm grounding in that right foot, right on my right leg. And what you can do here, so we're going to do a few things that you can try. One could be taking the left hand to left shin. As I exhale, grounding right down that right leg, right foot. And I can draw my left leg up. See what it feels like to just hang out here for a few breaths. Check the stability. You can also place the foot back down on the stool. Try that a few times. Get a sense of what it feels like shifting that weight, coming right on that right foot. The other thing is you can hold under the thigh. Good. And then there's a piece where you extend the leg. This is a part of Birds of Paradise as well. Okay, so there are a few things you can do here. So to keep just playing with your stability, if the hamstrings and that rotation is still quite limited, I want you to just keep playing with finding this position, finding the stability here. You can even play with bringing it forward. If you want to play with extending the leg, you can take hold of that big toe and you can extend the leg forward and then open it out. That right arm can be down by the side, out to the side, up above the head, behind. This is intro to the bind. So again, keep breathing, keep grounding. Again, you play with where you want to find your stability. Yeah, this, to get the leg high and doing something like this, no bueno. Yeah, we want to keep that dropped, okay? But because the arms are closer to the pelvis in the traditional sense of Bird of Paradise, we want to be able to extend this way. Can we keep the hips relaxed as I extend the leg? And that's when it starts to work and tighten and we can lose our stability. So it's so imperative to find ease and softness in the balance first before you bring the extension. Okay? Kinda, sorta. If you're feeling you want to play more with the extension, and if the hamstrings are feeling long enough, but there's just gripping in the hip, this is where our beautiful strap comes in. So you're going to place the strap down the spine. You're going to take hold of it with the right hand. You're going to flip it over in front of you, like so. Okay, so it kind of wraps around the back, comes through the front, and then you're going to wrap it behind and under that left thigh. So here you have it, yeah? If you want to wrap it a little more around the hand, you could do that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to kind of oppose the resistance, yeah? So you're going to pull a little bit upwards and towards the back with the right hand, and then the left is pulling up as well, yeah? So here I am. And then from here, this again, I can hang out here, find my ease and softness in my left hip. Or I can extend. I might actually reduce a bit of slack on the top, gain a little more on the bottom. Yeah, so that my hand is as close to the shoulder as possible, and that left hand to the thigh. And then as I pull that right arm, right hand away from each other, can I find ease here? Ease, ease, ease. Yeah, good. So this is one, we got to keep playing with building the strength here before, because the leg in Bird of Paradise comes higher up if you decide to do the bind. I know for me it's a bit challenging just because of the distance in my bind, like my arm length versus the torso, all that business. So that's why we can find different ways to do this. The bind isn't a must to get that same, that you're gonna feel in Bird of Paradise. Without the bind, it's already tough. It's already a challenge to balance and extend the leg. The bind is an extra added challenge because it's asking more for your shoulders. And again, that rotation in the thoracic spine, okay? So baby steps, take your steps. It might take you a few months to just play here for a little bit, okay? And again, as I said in my previous video, if you know, structurally you have maybe deeper hip sockets, or, you know, how your legs differ in length in terms of matching arm length, torso length, you know, depending on if you have deep, shallow, or deep shoulder joints. All that stuff can inhibit or limit the full expression of bird of paradise. So just, again, take your time, don't push, because if you're working and you hit a wall and you've been there for a long time and you're just not moving past it, it could be just the bones are in the way and there's nothing we can do about that. We don't want to break the bones to get that position. It's just not worth it. Okay, that's all. Okay, so let's come to the other side. Right foot on the stool, left foot into the ground. Yeah, let's get nice and stable. Let's play with what it feels like to get right on that left leg. Shifting that foot off of the stool. Breathe, ground, beautiful. Come in and out, on and off. When this feels solid, if this doesn't feel solid, don't move to the next step. Wait till this feels like you feel so confident that you could even try closing your eyes. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's fun building. And then you can actually, rather than getting frustrated if you don't get it, like the biggest, fullest expression of it, if you take the baby steps, you're gonna train your nervous system to celebrate all the steps in between. So it's gonna be potentially less frustrating, right? Because you're getting closer and closer to what that goal is. Okay? So again, I know I'm talking a lot. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure that we hear that. All right, I digress. I just felt that it's important to say that. So let's move on. You can also try it with the hand under the thigh. Beautiful. Again, you can bring the leg forward. If you want to try extension, grab that left toe and extend forward and out to the side. This is, again, that intro to the bind. See where my left fingers are? Getting used to that. Cool. And then again, the other option is the strap. So what you're going to do is hold the strap in your left hand this time, starting with the strap moving down the spine, and then wrap it over that right leg, and then underneath. Make sure it's longer in the right hand here. Wrap it up, and then I'm going to pull a little bit in that left hand, pull in the right, come off. Again, this might be all I do. And then if I want to extend, can I find ease here? Get nice and strong. You little shaky, shaky eggs and bakey. I don't know. Good. And then release. Nice. Release the strap. So again, you can play with that for as long as you like. And then we're going to release the strap on the ground. We can move the stool out to the side. Let's step that right leg back. Beautiful. Left leg back. And then let's take just a few roll downs. Come back onto the mat. Roll yourself down. And rolling yourself up. Again, 2 more. Oh, yeah. 1 more. Good. And there you have it. That's a modification or variation or from the ground up, rather, version of a bird of paradise. Okay, so take your time, give yourself grace, have some patience. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to either comment down below, send me a private or a direct message on Instagram if you'd like, or my email is in the box down below, the description box below. All right. You're all amazing. You've got this. Take a deep breath. Exhale. It's so important to keep that breath connected to your movement, to your grounding, to your balancing. Okay, we don't want to activate everything and squeeze. That's actually taking you further away from the ground, okay, which makes us more unstable. So we want to get closer to the ground to find that stability and ease in the stability. It doesn't have to be like this. All right. So if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, share the channel with anyone who you think would benefit from the practices we have on here. And I wish you all the best in finding your bird of paradise. And we'll see you on the mat very, very soon. Stay tuned. Next week, we're going to invite a little bit of the bind and maybe invite the full expression if you choose to go there. All right. Be well. Take care. And until next time, ease into your best life. Think love, speak love, be love.